This is Laramie Live on KOWB.
And we're back this morning, Laramie Live on KOWB. It is right now 8:13 on a Tuesday, and our pleasure to welcome to the program the new head volleyball coach of Laramie High School Lady Plainsmen. That is Becky Stewart joins me, and boy, it's been a whirlwind few days for you, I guess. I would assume. Well, congratulations on getting the job. How does it feel?
It feels so great. I've been coaching for years and years and trying to get involved in stuff like this. So the fact that this opportunity came up in a community like Laramie, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Take us through the process a little bit, and was it nerve-wracking? How do you feel it went? Obviously, it was successful, but I guess take us through the process a little bit from your perspective.
It was definitely nerve-wracking. I mean, I am a young coach, and those kind of situations, interviewing with a committee can always be kind of stressful, but I know the game, I know what I'm doing, and that gave me a lot of confidence going into the interview, and so I felt really comfortable, actually, and when I came out, I was confident that they got everything I was trying to put across to them. So
yeah, well, I'm assuming that age kind of was a factor. How did you offset that in the mind of the committee, in your opinion?
I definitely made it obvious that I am very willing to accept more. I mean, we have a great JV sophomore, like great coaches on staff already, and I made sure to mention I'm willing to take any experience, anything I can from that, and I'll be pulling volunteers in, older, more experienced people that I think really help bring the point across that even though I'm young, I have a lot of support behind me that kind of balances that out a little bit. So I think that helped me a lot. Well,
and I asked you this yesterday, but you just got done with your playing career. It'll be, 2 years ago here? Well, next fall, technically. But right. So a short time out, but you feel like you can relate to the players pretty well being so young?
Absolutely. I think that's one of my biggest advantages, honestly, is that I did just finish playing. So I know what these girls are going through. I know more of what girls tend to react to from a coaching perspective, and having had so many coaches myself and seen so many different coaching styles, I think it really helps me to mold what kind of style I want to have with these girls, because I feel like I truly know what they're going to respond to.
We're visiting with Becky Stewart. She is in studio this morning and the new volleyball coach at Laramie High School for the Lady Plainsmen. And her hiring still pending approval by the Albany County School Board at their next meeting coming up on May 13th. Now, you're a two-time All-Mountain West selection at libero, so if anybody knows the game of volleyball, you're very defensive-oriented. And I was asking you what kind of style of play or philosophy will you have, and you told me yesterday, being a defensive-oriented person, I want us to be strong defensively. But so often you do have to kind of go with what your personnel dictates. Isn't that true?
Exactly. That's going to be the biggest focus is, as a coach, you have to learn to adapt to whatever kind of team you're given. You can't control what you're going to have, and you got to do what you can with what you have. And so obviously, no matter what team I have, I plan on making them a defensive kind of strong team. However, offensively, it all depends on if I've got a tall team, then I absolutely love to get up there and be aggressive, and those are the kind of things I love to do when I played. But I know exactly how to work with those shorter teams, or those shots, and how to train that, and I think so either way, I'm really willing to adapt to whatever personnel comes across for me.
I know you mentioned to me yesterday when we were visiting on the phone that you did a little volunteer work with the squad last year, so you've got a little idea of some of the personnel. What is your knowledge in terms of the style of play or the difference in volleyball from what you grew up with playing down in Colorado at Ponderosa High School to what you get here in Wyoming?
It is definitely a very different perspective on these girls. I mean, Colorado, you have girls who've been playing volleyball since 6th grade, and that's their only commitment sport. Laramie, all of Wyoming truly has that great aspect of the multi-sport athlete. I mean, you get kids who are doing everything, which is great. But it means you have to have a lot more of that individual training with these girls because they just haven't had as much extra training.
Okay.
So I think that's something that I plan to incorporate a lot this summer with camps and such.
Yeah. And you said that's kind of your next step is you've already began the planning phase of getting things lined up for the off season. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Starting in June, I plan on doing camps with all ranges of kids, the high school, middle, and elementary school kids. I just think it's really beneficial for them to get to work with me over the summer, and it allows me a great chance to see these girls before I end up having to actually create my teams.
Yeah. If you're not familiar, Becky Stewart, new Lady Plainsmen volleyball coach, was a 4-year letter winner with the Cowgirls from 2010 through 2013 season. all-time leader in career digs, a single-season record holder as well. Played in 118 career matches, a 3-time all-tournament team selection. I got to take you back to this moment in your playing career. MVP of a tournament at Libero. That doesn't happen too often, does it?
No, I was actually pretty shocked when it happened.
What was the teammates' reaction?
I mean, I think they were as shocked as I mean, they were so supportive, great teammates.
Right.
So, I mean, they were all so excited for him. But it was really just a kind of like, wait, really?
Did we just hear that correct? I wonder how surprised the rest of the coaches in the tournament were.
Yeah, I can't even picture their reaction.
Yeah, they might have voted for you thinking, wow, man, we couldn't even put anything down because she was saving everything on the floor. So that could be. But you also had a focus on your classroom work as well. A 4-time academic all Mountain West and Mountain West Scholar Athlete recipient. How much will you emphasize that with your group?
That's going to be a huge deal with my group of girls because, I mean, they're called student athletes for a reason. The student part comes first. That's what gets you into college. That's what gets you kind of the career you're looking for. Academics is a huge deal. So I definitely am going to hold my girls to high standards. So,
in case you're just tuning in, David Settle, Laramie Live on KOWB on this Tuesday. We're visiting with new Lady Plainsmen volleyball coach Becky Stewart, former Cowgirl volleyball player, and we just kind of ran through her accolades at UW. She is a 2010 graduate of Ponderosa High School in Parker. That's kind of the extended Southeast Denver area. But you won a state championship. This is a program that has had some success here, about 5-6 years ago, making it to a couple state runner-up finish, and I know that they pride themselves on trying to reach the state tournament. We didn't, unfortunately, get there last year. What kind of things do you establish for, maybe those bottom line criteria for this program right now?
A lot of those bottom line things are going to involve just like the discipline, the commitment to like these kids have to buy into what I'm telling them. We all have to be on the same page if we're going to get to that next step. And I truly, just seeing with what I've worked with the girls last year, the little volunteer work I did, I really think I can get these girls to buy into what I have to say. And I have complete confidence that we can turn this program around. You
went through a coaching change when you were playing here in college. How do you maybe utilize that experience when dealing with high school girls, and this is a coaching change for them? And sometimes that's easy, maybe a little easier for high school kids. I don't know, because they don't necessarily pick and choose where they're going to school. But, how do you use that when you've been through an experience like that and having to get used to a new person and a new system and a new philosophy? That is
actually, it was a fantastic experience for me for coming into this situation, actually, because I'll know exactly how to. When you have a coaching switch like this, it means the girls have to come together. You develop your leaders. They have to really form a unit in and of themselves, which just creates great chemistry on the court. And so I think if I can make sure I keep them all together as a team and kind of not just have them buy into what I have to say, but I need to be able to listen to what they have to say too. I mean, they've got some great things about the program that I may not know. So I definitely want to. I think that helped me a lot, being able to experience that myself. Yeah, certainly coaching changes are never easy, whatever level it is. It just you got to deal with it as best as possible. It's a little odd for you that you were coached by somebody you're taking over for, a little bit of a different route to take, I guess. Right. Definitely, it is a little strange. I mean, taking over for an old coach, but Jill has been more than supportive of me and is willing to do anything to help me out and encourage me to go for this job. And I just think it's so great having that support behind me. And it also means I know what kind of stuff the girls already have, like the kind of rules, I don't know, the mentality that'll already be in the gym because I've played for her too. So I know those kind of things that come across in the gym, and that just benefits me really, because then I know I like what's already in the gym, and then B, I don't have to worry too much about changing things. Again, we're visiting with Becky Stewart, new Lady Plainsmen volleyball coach this morning, Laramie Live on KOWB. I'm your host, David Settle. A couple more questions before I let you go. Obviously, one of the big things that I think a lot of young coaches face is that when you get into those issues with parents and conflicts and things like that, I guess what's kind of your philosophy, your vision there, and hopefully you don't get a lot of those questions, but sometimes there are those conflicts. How do you feel like you're going to deal with those? Yeah, I'm definitely prepared. I'm aware of those situations. No matter how hard you try to avoid them, are going to pop up. But in general, I mean, these young girls are becoming adults. And so in any situation, if a girl has a problem, if there's something that needs worked out, I really want to try and directly work with the girl first. Have them learn how to do this kind of thing. And if parents do need to get involved beyond that point, then absolutely. I am totally willing to work with parents. And I love hearing what parents have to say. But in the long run, it is these girls who are learning to be adults, and part of my program is to make these girls better people, and I think a big part of that is them learning how to take responsibility for whatever they need to say or whatever they're feeling. So.
Yeah, I've been around the block a little bit here, being around this community for as long as I have, and there's just for whatever reason, people don't like the style of play. They don't like the way this decision, that decision. I guess how do you handle criticism in your mind?
That's tough. I mean, I definitely want to be open and willing to hear what people say, because there's nothing that says my way is always the perfect way.
Right.
But at the same time, I definitely will hold my ground in terms of if I think this is the best thing for our team, then that is the best thing for our team. And that doesn't just come from me. It comes from my support staff, the people working around me. And if we believe this is how it should be, then we're going to try and hold by that. And if that means having to deal with some parent conflicts along the way, then that's how it's going to have to be.
Have you had a chance to meet with your team yet, or will you here in the next few days just try and gather prospective, interested girls together?
Absolutely. Tonight there's actually an open gym that I'll be attending with the girls. And hopefully I'll be running them through some drills, and it's more of a basis to see where they're at right now. I don't want to spend too much time at the moment already just trying to jump in and mold them.
Right.
It's more just seeing where they're at and kind of what I'm working with. And so I'm really excited for this opportunity tonight.
If there's a message to those players, what type of things do you tell them in terms of what to expect from you, what type of things you're going to expect from them? I mean, maybe even just a generic message to the fans. What do you say?
Our gym is going to be a very fun and competitive environment. We definitely want to have fun. We don't want these girls, miserable, hating playing the sport. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm a competitive person, and I know these girls and these parents care, and they're competitive. So that's something I really want to instill in the gym, is you're always pushing each other. If someone beats you out, then that means you get to put in that much extra work to earn your spot back, that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. That's Becky Stewart. And, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Is it a bit overwhelming still? You feeling a bit overwhelmed yet?
Yeah, definitely a lot of stuff to handle, even just paperwork, all that kind of fun stuff.
Yes.
But, I enjoy doing it because this leads into the job that I'm hoping to do.
Yeah, this is what you wanted to get into.
Exactly.
All right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, and I understand you're going to be a math teacher in the school district. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You're much smarter than I if you're going to teach math. Not saying that in my job numbers are not big, and I did enjoy math. I actually think I had a goal of being a math teacher once before I decided that maybe sports broadcasting might be more of my forte.
I'd say you do a pretty good job.
All right, I appreciate that. So. Wow, I'm getting a compliment in our first interview here, folks. Well, our first live interview. Let's just put it that way. This is not the first time we have talked here. I have talked with Becky while she was a Cowgirl, and I have we talked on the phone yesterday. So congratulations again. Enjoy the experience, and best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.